So you've been using the OWL app to get expert advice from industry professionals. No? Want to get started? Easy. Simply download the app, sign up, and fill in your profile. You're now set to start searching for an industry specialist to join them on a one-on-one call. Customize and filter your searches to zero in on your preferred categories. OWL will show you the professional's fees, areas of expertise, rating, and customer reviews. Follow your favorites to be immediately notified when they go active on OWL. Just the tap can get you instantly connected on a live call with the expert. You can pick their brain with any questions, review some of their past experiences, or just chat about an upcoming project. It's that easy to seek expert advice. Simply connect, learn, grow. And now, with the addition of the video functionality, you can view and interact with insightful videos just like TikTok. Experts can utilize the video feature to upload clips to grow followers and keep you educated, informed, and entertained. It's all about you on OWL, so why not sign up today?
Enter my referral code MC333699 during sign up to get us both a $10 referral bonus. Visualize and Create Show. That's the name of this video podcast. And in that name, there's a word in there, visualize, that is extremely important. And in this episode today, we are going to dive into this portion of you having to visualize so that you can create. Let's start the show. You are listening on your favorite podcast provider, or perhaps watching this show on your big TV screen. Regardless, I'm excited to have you. My name is Martine Cadet, and I am the host of the Visualize and Create Show. You will be able to meet amazing individuals that are going to inspire you, motivate you, and give you the tools for you to visualize and create whatever it is that you want. Make sure you check out the show notes and share this with a friend. I have Dana with me. Let me tell you, I love being connected with Dana. When it comes to being empowered, making sure that you follow your dream and making sure that you are making money, okay? Dana is the person you want to connect with. And so Dana, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Martine. I'm so excited to be here. It is indeed a pleasure to be here.
Excellent. So good. And so at the top of the conversation, when I kicked off this episode, I shared that we're going to be diving into that word visualize, right? The name of this video podcast is called Visualize and Create. And the reason why I want to do this is because you're the queen of vision. You're the queen of visualization, right? And I want to give you the space right now to share with the audience listening, watching a little bit about your journey. And so that you can lead us into what you do today. And we'll talk through a little bit about tips and things like that to help us create. And we'll end the show by you sharing with us what you are sharing in the show notes to support us. And so with that said, Dana, tell us a little bit about your journey so we can lead into what you do today.
I am known as the Vision Builder, and that name is very, very intentionally chosen because my goal is to help you to see the vision, believe the vision, and build the vision. And how does this happen? It happened because out of my upbringing, I'm from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. That's in the Caribbean, for those of you who don't know. And I did not necessarily come from a background where I had a lot. And growing up in that environment, one of the things that I noticed about everyone around me is that they remained there. They remained there their entire life. And it was in that space, at times I didn't like it. Of course you didn't. You wish you had this and you wish you had that. But I actually was able to tap into something greater, the ability to create a vision that is beyond where I lived, where I started, where I was born. I started to visualize exactly where I wanted to take my life. And that's the first part. A lot of us, it's easy for us to create a vision, but what happens thereafter? For me, I learned how to use what was in my hands to start building that vision from my childhood. I always tell folks everything that I am and everything that I do now started with a little girl about 7 years old. Now I am the manifestation of vision plus strategy plus action. So my goal is, that's where see, believe, build comes from. I want you to see it. I want you to believe it, because only when you believe that you can do something, then you are willing to take the action, the strategy to build it, and take the action to follow through. So now I live in this world where I'm a vision strategist, I'm a business coach, and I'm an international speaker on a mission to help persons who've always had a dream to build a business, to build a different life, to find their way to see, believe, and build it. And that's who I am.
I love it. I love it. I'm so excited to have you. You have no idea. I'm excited for you listening and watching, because this is the time for you to actually take action in your visualization process. And Dana's here to help you. Because if Dana is the expert in that vision part of things, that's because it's important. And so many of us, you hear on social media, you hear online, visualize, and you hear it on the show, but it requires several steps, several activities and actions to actually make it a thing. And so, Dana, with that said, can you share with us, I mean, obviously, in the interest of time, we're not going to be able to do like a whole coaching session with you, obviously. That's why you listening and watching, you need to check the show notes between. Can you give us at least 1 or 2 pointers for someone listening right now today or watching that wants this thing in their heart, whether it's lose weight, have a business, whatever it is that they want? What's that 1 or 2 thing that you would recommend them to do to start that visualization activation so that they can get into the creation of it? Interrupting this episode really quickly with a very important message for you from one of our guests.
Hey there, my friend Alan of God and Gigs. It was a blast to be a part of the Visualize and Create show with Martine. And I wanted to share a resource that would help you if you're in that space between deciding whether to leave a full-time position and to go full-time as a creative. I call it my 4 things you must ask yourself before becoming a full-time creative workbook. And you can get it by going to godandgigs.com/questions. It's free. Just put in your information and I'll send it right to you, because I want to see you doing everything possible to pursue that calling that you have on your life and to really enjoy serving the world with your creative passion. So go check it out.
All the information is included in the show notes of this episode, and you can always visit my website, martinecadet.com. Now let's get back to the episode.
You need to have a specific location. And what do I mean by that? Many times we visualize generally, but there's no date attached to it. There is literally no spot, no location in your future where this thing that's in your mind is actually going to happen. So anyone that I lead through a visioning exercise, I say, okay, where will you be in 2025? I'm not just saying, where would you be in 5 years? Where would you be in 3 years? The moment that you add a specific date to this thing, it becomes something different within you. If you think about it, you're listening right now and you think about your goal and you look at your vision, do you have a date? Do you have a specific date by which this thing becomes a reality? The second thing is, I always believe in expressing what you would like to achieve, that visualization, in terms of what you are experiencing and not what you're having, not what you have at that point. Now, let me explain why this happens, why I believe in this. What you would like to accomplish will remain the same. How you are able to do it may change. We've just emerged out of 2020 to 2022, this pandemic period. And if I were to give an example from myself, at the top of the pandemic, I started the journey of becoming an international speaker in person. I traveled, I was in Aruba, and then I returned to Trinidad, and then everything shut down. Now I didn't have the ability to keep up with all of my speaking engagements in person for that year. So the how had to change, but what I was trying to become remained the same. So I started online. I started speaking at virtual events. I spoke at virtual events in earnest over that 2-year period. And then in March of 2022, I returned to the in-person international speaking by going to St. Lucia to speak. How did that happen? What I wanted to become didn't change. How I had to do it was adjusted, and I still met my deadline of 2022. So know what year you would like this to happen. Think about what you want to experience, because it gives you freedom to determine your how. And then finally, always write your vision in the first person. Never say, I will be an international speaker in 2025. I will have my business in 2024. What happens when you use that language is that you feel the struggle of that thing. You feel like the work, it becomes burdensome. But when you say, I am an international speaker, when you say, I have my own business and we provide this, when you say, I have acquired a savings of $50,000 by December 2023, when you say that, now it becomes real. And how it works is that where your mind is, your body follows. So you're training your mind to live in your ideal future, and your actions begin to align with it, and it starts to manifest itself.
Ooh, so powerful. I know for you listening, you're probably in your car driving, or you're at the gym and you're probably running faster now because this is good. And for you watching, I know you are clapping away, because let me tell you, my heart is so happy right now. I love it. I love it. And so Dana, before we end the show, I do want to share this question with you, and hopefully you can help us. Here's the thing that I have found, at least myself, when I was in that journey of visualizing what I want, and speaking to friends and family that are trying to change their lives. You know what's hard, and you kind of alluded to it on how to overcome that, but I want to dive in a little bit more in case somebody needs that help right now. So I'll give my example. I was sitting in this cubicle at my 9 to 5 with a 6-figure income, pretty supposedly secured, right, job. And you're feeling kind of like miserable. But what we're saying here is, right, affirm that you are already in business. So here I am sitting in my cubicle, and we're saying, if I'm visualizing, and for you, that's probably where you are, we're saying, Dana's saying, I have a business. I will be out of this 9 to 5 as I want to. But my point is, it's hard to have to, say these things when, whether your bank account was recently, overdrawn, or yesterday your car was repossessed, yet you're sitting here, you wake up in the morning, your car was repossessed last night, and you're like, I'm okay. Like, how do you do that? How do you do that? What do you do when life gets in the way, and you still got to affirm and keep moving and still believing, like you were sharing before?
I wish that there was an easy answer for it. I can tell you what I did. There was this one time in my life that things got so hard, I erased my vision board. I erased what I had written down. And here's what I realized: the vision draws you forward. Have you ever noticed, Martine, that when you think that you don't have the energy, when you think that you can't go again, this thing is so deeply embedded in you. This is why we train our mind. This is why we speak it aloud, because faith comes by hearing. So when you've trained your mind a particular way, guess what happens? Even at your lowest moment, I found that the vision rises up and draws you forward. And then you release yourself from that expectation that it has to be perfect. Consistency is simply the next action. So when you're at your lowest, consistency might be read that vision again. Consistency might be go and do a search for something again. Consistency might be to look at that business plan again. Consistency might be to save $1 this month. You may not be able to save more than $1, but it's $1 more than you had before. So how I encourage you to go forward, one more step, just one more step. Just one more step. I know it often seems, when you look on at persons like Martine, or you may look at myself or anyone else, it seems as though we did this thing overnight. Guys, Steve Jobs said it best. It's amazing how overnight successes take a hell of a long time. It's many small steps, but small steps in the right direction will always give you results. So don't give up.
I love that. Thank you so much. And you know what? For you watching and listening, Dana and I want to tell you right now, congratulations. Because if you are able to tune in up to this point of this episode, that means you're invested. That means you are listening to what Dana is telling you, and you're ready to take action, and you're ready to take that step because you already did by turning on this episode. And now I'm going to give you a homework. You know, I always give you a homework, right? So for you listening or watching, make sure you do this homework. And what is that homework? Check out the show notes of this episode. Right now, Dana's going to share with you what's included in there to support you. And so, Dana, what are you sharing with us in the show notes?
I want to give you an opportunity to sit with me one-on-one and speak about your vision and speak about where you're trying to go. It's called my planning table strategy session. And let me tell you what this does. I am going to sit with you with all of the cloudiness, all of the things that you're uncertain of, and we're going to make it clear. And then I'm going to help you to determine what your next action steps are. You see, it's not that your problem isn't the idea that's in your mind. It's just that you don't have the perspective. And I'm here to give you the perspective. And I'm also here to give you the pathway. So if you go into those notes, you're going to see that opportunity to work with me one-on-one for 90 minutes to set in focus your strategy, your vision, so that you can finally get those results.
Wow, 90 minutes. I love it. And when you schedule that time, make sure you tell Dana that you watched the show. You watched this episode, okay? So she knows. Visualize and create show. Oh my goodness, Dana. By the way, I'm just letting you know in front of everybody and listening, you're coming back. You are coming back. I love it. You gave me so much motivation, and I'm sure for you listening, listen to that heart. If this episode resonated with you, not if, this episode resonated with you, your next homework is to reach out to Dana. Send her a message on social media. Let her know that she has poured into you, because she definitely did for me. I'm not, okay? And so I love it. Thank you so much, Dana, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come talk to us. And I'm looking forward to having you again. And I'm sending you virtual hugs and lots of support in your mission, because I know it just started. You are going to impact so many people around the world. It's not even funny. And so thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you, Martine. I value you. And I want to just say to you, you have been amazing and consistent. I think I met you 2+ years ago, and I just admire your consistency, your heart for what you do. And I just want to encourage you to keep on going, because you too have a major impact to make on the earth.
Thank you so much. I have goosebumps. Ooh. And if you're listening, you have to watch so you can see me hugging myself, because I want to hug Dana, but I can't. She's virtual. But one day we will see each other. I know we will. And so again, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. And by the way, do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to rate. Do not forget to connect with Dana. Send her a message. Listen, we're here. We wake up every day, Dana and I, to help you. Okay. And today, Dana has just shared with you, she's an expert in making sure that you put that vision into reality so that you can achieve it. It's time to visualize and create. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. You have just listened or watched the Visualize and Create show. Don't forget to download our app and make sure to leave us a review. And before I go, I do want you to visit my website, martinecadet.com. Browse around. There's a lot of stuff in there. I have a store. I also have great services available for you so that you can visualize and create anything that you want. I will see you in the next episode.